Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me again. This week I'm going to take you behind the scenes and give you a little look at my creative corner. When I started creating almost 6 years ago, I really quickly decided that I needed a dedicated space for my art. I started out with my supplies packed into a plastic box, and every time I wanted to make, I would take that out into the conservatory, sit at the table in there, and would have to unpack everything, do my art, and then put everything back away. And very quickly, that got really frustrating. But we didn't have any spare rooms really in the house for me to create a dedicated craft room. So after mulling it over for ages and bending the ear of my husband, I eventually persuaded him to let me put a desk in the corner of the living room so that I had a space where I could put my supplies just away in a drawer just under the desk, and away I went. Very quickly though, the space started to grow from there, because as I've collected more and more supplies, I've added shelves, cupboards, drawers, all so that I can have supplies that are easily to hand, and I find that really helps fuel my creativity. Having all my supplies around me definitely helps to spark ideas and remind me really of all the creative options that I have at my fingertips. I'm definitely an organised creator, and because my space is in the main living room, it's really important that I keep things tidy so that when I'm not creating, it isn't too much of an eyesore. But obviously I've only got so much shelving, so trying to get the balance right for what's on display and what's kept in the drawers out of sight can be really tricky. These drawers that I have just under my desk have some of my most used art supplies in them, so that whilst I'm in the process of making, it's really easy to just pull an ink pad out, or to just grab my tin of watercolours, or just grab a bottle of ink for some extra details in a piece. And that really works for me. Out of sight though can mean out of mind, and I am definitely guilty for putting supplies in drawers and forgetting to use them. So my husband says this is like really sad, but one of the things that I really like to do is actually reorganise and shuffle things around. And I find that then really encourages me to make the use of using all of my supplies. I think though it's really important to remember that all of this stuff that I'm showing has happened over a 6-year period. You know, I didn't have this amount of supplies when I first started out. And you definitely don't need this amount of supplies to start getting creative. When I first started creating, I literally had one small tin of watercolours, a sketchbook, a paintbrush and a few coloured pencils, and that was pretty much it. And that was fine. For the longest time I focused on drawing and painting flowers and getting to grips with the basics, so I really didn't need a load of different stuff. But as my confidence grew and I started to explore other things that I was seeing online, other techniques and supplies and things, I really quickly became obsessed with mixed media. So if you're starting out, you might find it easier to just initially focus on just one thing at a time. Otherwise, I think it can be overwhelming, and I think that's possibly where some people get a little bit stuck, because there's so many techniques and supplies available. It's like being a kid in a sweet shop, unable to pick the ones that you want because you want all the sweeties. And honestly, just kind of pick the things that you want the most in the beginning, and then focus on using them, getting to know your supplies, and I think that will make a really big creative difference. So over time, my little single desk in the corner with the 2 drawers in the desk grew, and like I say, I added all this other storage space, and I feel really lucky to have all of my supplies really easily accessible. I like to have things really organised in tubs so that I can pull things out in and out as I need them. Anyways, I hope you've really enjoyed seeing a bit from behind the scenes of my art. Next up are going to be some make-along project videos. So if there's anything in particular that you'd like me to show, please drop me a message in the comments. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for all your support. Wishing you a creative and happy week. See you next time.